Welcome and thank you for joining me. This is actually going to be a four-part series into how I kind of design my website. But this particular episode, we're going to talk about kind of my planning process and my goals. So stay tuned. As I mentioned, this first part is going to be the planning process and how I set up my goals. And then the second episode is actually going to be kind of how I lay things out, most likely using Figma. Well, I did use Figma, but really it could be any design tool. I'm particularly choosing Figma, so I'll show you guys how to do that. Then part 3, I'm going to go behind the scenes of how I actually built things out using Webflow, which is a really, really cool tool. And then in part 4, I'm going to go and kind of discuss how I got a lot of eyeballs, or how I'm getting eyeballs, and how I'm getting people to view my website, potential employers or potential clients, or just different people interested in some design work. So anytime I start a website or a design project, I really want to think about what my goals are within that project. So within my website specifically, I knew I want to show some interesting design work that I've done that can grab some attention, potentially show some videos of some micro interactions or video prototyping. I also wanted to have some YouTube videos embedded in the website showing kind of, or talking about like the different companies, the various companies I worked with, and how I solved some problems there and kind of the things I went through there. I also knew I wanted to document my entire process, so I really wanted to show kind of like how I do things, so that way I could kind of show you guys how I think, and also at the same time I could remember, or I could learn things from the way that I'm doing stuff and improve it for the future. But I've kind of been doing this for a while, so I have some levels of improvements that I've already done in the past, but obviously we're always improving, so it's always good to kind of learn from these things. So in this process, something that I also do is actually kind of do like a quick sketch of how I want to lay things out, but very quickly and briefly. And normally I do that on my iPad. So let me grab my iPad and do that real quickly in front of you so you can kind of see how I think with this stuff. I use this app called Paper, and it's a really cool app. I recommend it. So then let's see here. So you open it up and there's different little projects and stuff that I have in here, and you can kind of lay things out depending on how you like things organized. But for the purposes of this example, so I made this a new journal here, so I'm going to open that up and show you kind of how I plan this process. So let's see, so I have my website, and in the website I know I want to have a hero image at the top, or I'm thinking I want to have like a video or something like that on this side, and I want to have some copy to like kind of explain what I want to do and grab the user's attention and really explain, or really have like a few words, but really saying something that I could do for you, not necessarily all about me, but something that I could do for you. Then I want to have a CTA here at the bottom that will open up a YouTube video. This will open up a YouTube video and they can learn about me. And that's where I talk about like the kind of the different, that's where I can talk about the different jobs in different places, different people that I've worked with. And then maybe I want to have a couple logos here on the side of icons and different brands of companies I work with. And then we're going to keep scrolling down, and I'll probably have something like a big thumbnail of various designs that I've done. This could show that, and then there might be some little dots or something to show the users different, that they could scroll through different screens. And I was thinking of putting like a little, let me zoom in and take that away. I can put like a little arrow here. I could put a little arrow saying that there's more stuff to look at, and then the users can kind of go and look at more designs and more things. They could scroll, and then they can go forward, and there'll be different project or different aspects of the project to look through. So that will continue, and that's kind of that's how I'm envisioning the design. And then I'll have like probably a couple of these screens. I think like 7 or something I decided, and then at the bottom I'm thinking of having a link to my LinkedIn, a link to my YouTube, and a link to my Dribbble, and that will take them directly to some of those social media platforms that they can learn more about me or find ways to get in contact with me through that. And that should be pretty cool. And then let's see, and this will be kind of like a fairly easily responsive website. And here, this would be like the mobile version, which will easily work as well. Probably here I'll have just that same background and I'll have that text. And they could also open that same video so users can learn about me, and these thumbnails would all kind of work. Whoops, we don't do that. These thumbnails could all work and kind of, let's see, they would work, and then they would just all work responsively, and users can look at stuff on mobile as well. I forgot to mention, so these arrows, these little circles with the arrows that I'm thinking they I'm going to set it up so they can blink, so user knows to tap on them or click on them to go to the next screen. And then when they do tap on them or click on them, programmatically it'll stop blinking. That's kind of what I was thinking. And also I set it up in such a way where these screens, no matter the length of the vertical size of the screen, these screens will adjust. So I'll do something like with a vertical height, meaning that if people are using stuff on a lower laptop or like on a smaller system, then they can the screens would just get smaller. So I think that's pretty cool to do that. And then I would also have like various videos in here, like mini videos kind of showing micro interactions, things that I did, most likely using Printable. It shows some different UI videos so users can quickly see how things would look like. Also, the reason that I kind of like to use these videos or have YouTube videos embedded in my kind of website is that it feels a little more personalized, and that way people that are on the side, they can kind of almost like get to know me. So in the next episode, I'll show you how I lay things out in Figma. Figma is a very awesome tool. I'm literally in love with it. It's kind of like the future of Sketch. Really happy with that tool. So I'll show you that in the next video. Thank you so much for checking this video out. Have a good one.